So before you actually start the conversion of changing your system from MBR to GPT, or legacy to UEFI, you're going to need to make sure that your PC can actually boot UEFI in the first place. So what you need to do is restart and then press your BIOS key. So on HP laptops like this, that is the escape key to get into the boot menu, and then F10 to enter into the BIOS. And you'll see me doing that because this is an HP laptop with a disk that's currently in GPT when it really should, in a disk that's in MBR, but really should be in GPT. On most other machines, it's going to be F2 or F10 or F12 or the delete key. So on some ThinkPads, it's enter or the ThinkVantage key. But I don't know if ThinkVantage era ThinkPads can even boot UEFI at all. The last one I have is from 2008, and UEFI certainly wasn't commonplace then. So we're going to go ahead and restart into the UEFI. In general, laptops made after the Windows 8 era will be able to boot UEFI. Some Windows 7 machines can do this. I've got some from 2011 that predate Windows 8 by a year. So here we are on my HP. F10 BIOS setup, we're going to need to press F10. And here we are in the BIOS, or it's actually a UEFI, just disguised more as a BIOS. So on this is a bit of a bizarre way of getting to boot options, but whatever, it's what HP decided to do on this particular laptop. So we're going to need to head over to, I'm going to do that to get better viewing angles. We're going to need to head to the System Configuration tab. So just use your right arrow key, and then use your arrow key to head down to the bottom of Boot Options. So if your system says anything about legacy support, or secure boot, or UEFI, or it has an option for boot mode, then that means your system can support booting in UEFI. So now that we know this PC can obviously boot in UEFI, we're not going to change it now because you won't be able to boot a legacy disk on this. So what we need to do is just escape and discard changes, because we don't want to change anything yet, as we're currently booting into Windows, and are going to change this thing over to a UEFI system. Once again, we're logged into Windows, and what you need to open now is the command prompt. However, don't just open it, remember to click Run as Administrator, and then say yes to the UAC prompt. So now that we're here and have a command prompt window open, we're going to need to run these commands. So MBR, so the first command you need to do is MBR to GPT. I'll zoom in so you can actually see what it is, and color down and brightness down. So MBR to GPT, like that, and then do a space / allow full OS. So this will, I always accidentally press the enter key. Make sure you don't do that randomly. Okay. So we're going to go ahead, MBR to GPT / allow, capital F for full, capital O and S for OS, and then space / validate. And this will check that the system can actually handle this. So if it says validation completed successfully, you can do this. If it does not, then there's something wrong with your system. Anyway, here is the big part, the most important part, where we actually convert over to UEFI. So for this, you need to type in, once again, MBR to GPT space / allow full OS. Again, capital F and capital O and S in OS. Don't misspell it like I did right there. So caps lock is refusing to work. Now full OS. And now here is the most important part. /space convert. So just press that. Now press enter. And now we just need to wait a second. I'm not going to bother skipping through this. I'm going to let you see about how long it actually takes to do this. It doesn't take very long. You'll always end up with a failed thing here. Do not worry about this. It's fine. before the new system can boot properly, you need to switch the firmware to boot to UEFI mode. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go ahead, restart, and then press escape when we get to the post screen. Well, not the post screen. Actually, yeah, we will have a post screen if you're booting in BIOS. So we're just going to mash the escape key, F10 to enter the BIOS, and then system configuration, and then head back to boot options where we first were. So what we need to do now is disable legacy support, because that's pointless now. Changing setting may, well, it's not, because we haven't. So yes, we do want to change that. Secure boot, that should be enabled. It's more secure. And then OS boot manager should be at the top. If you can change it, OS boot manager should be first. You may want to put USB CD / DVD ROM drive first, in case you're going to be reinstalling Windows at all. But honestly, you should just enter your regular boot menu by doing F9. So now that we've done that, we can escape, and I'm going to have some other things enabled. Language English, obviously. Virtualization should be turned on. Card reader power saving, I guess so. Fan noise on. No, I don't want that on. Okay, I've already done this. USB 3.0 configuration pre-OS, yes. So now I'm just going to press F10 to save and exit. And then you'll get this. If you're on an HP system, you will get this dialog right here. So a second. Oh, we didn't get it. Okay. Well, our system is now booting in UEFI mode, like it should be. So, and yeah, simple as that. I'll go ahead and compare these boot times to our legacy ones we had before. So now we sign in. You'll see that booting up is a bit different compared to usual. So instead of having the post screen and then getting the blinking cursor and then getting the Windows logo in the center, on a proper UEFI machine like this, you just press the power button and you just get the logo, and Windows starts to load. And that was so fast, you didn't even get to see this. I mean, obviously we're running an SSD on this. It's 2020, not 2012. So, the BIOS time is also going to be much faster if you're running in UEFI mode, and it's also more secure. If you want to go ahead and make sure that your system is actually booting UEFI, because not all UEFI systems will change the logo, some of them will leave them. The older machines won't change that if they weren't designed for Windows 8. So what you want to do is open up system information, or MS Info 32. Just search up MS Info 32. Oh god, my flickering. So system information or MS Info 32, and if BIOS mode says UEFI, you've done successfully. You may want to also check this before you do this.